Thank you, Menchu. Good morning, everyone. Really happy to see a packed house here for today's meeting, a knowledge forum that we have created. I am so privileged and honored to have the opportunity to present on behalf of this partnership between the Council for the Welfare of Children, the National Economic Development Authority, NEDA, and the Philippine Statistics Authority and UNICEF, the situation of children in the Philippines. I hope that I can do justice to the tremendous amount of work that this collaboration has brought forth and to share the latest information. As Menchu mentioned, we will be going through this presentation based on the different categories of rights as defined in the Convention on the Rights of the Child, and each time we will have children's perspective as well. So let me see if everything we tested will work. Great. So the presentation today is based on the data and evidence that was gathered and analyzed in the virtual platform of the situation of children in the Philippines, which you can access at this website. I still cannot believe that we managed to secure the URL situationofchildren.org. That's really, really exciting, and I'm looking at June here. I hope that the /ph will turn into /many other countries as we go forward. We'll be looking at the opportunities in monitoring progress for children, as well as what else is coming up in terms of the data landscape. But before I start, let me talk a little bit about definitions. The Convention on the Rights of the Child, which was ratified by the Philippines in 1990, one of the first countries to ratify it just 1 year after it came to being, defines the child as a person below the age of 18. So when we say children, that's what we mean. At the same time, during the presentation, you'll see us make reference to these groups. The first 1,000 days, which begins at conception and goes to about the age of 2. Early childhood, which is age 3 to 5. School age, 6 to 9. And adolescence, 10 to 19. So adolescence does go 1 year beyond the childhood. And when I present this, I'm getting a little bit sentimental because I'm realizing that my daughter is no longer in early childhood, so they really do grow up very, very fast. So let's first talk a little bit about the demographics of children in the Philippines. As of 2020, children comprise about 36.5% of the total population of the Philippines. Or put it another way, almost 2 in every 5 people in the Philippines is a child. That makes about 40 million people, million children in the Philippines. We see variations in regions with BARM having almost half of its population as children. At the same time, we are seeing a slow demographic shift. Here, what you have is the population of children in 2020, 2030, and 2050. You have the age pyramid. The blue are male, the orange are female, and these are the age groups. Now, we all in statistics class learned that this is called a population pyramid, but the pyramid is starting to change shape, and we can see that here. If we look at, this is now 2030, this is changing by itself, it's going from a pyramid to almost a mushroom shape. Here again, we have 2020, this is where it's at now. Next, in 2030, you see it coming up because the fertility rate is going down, but it's still above the replacement rate. And this is what we expect in 2055. Now, this tells us a very important thing. Demographers always talk about the demographic dividend. When you have a situation in which a country has a larger portion of its population in the working age, in the productive age, as the economists like to call it. What we see here is in the Philippines, that demographic window is likely to come to a close by 2050. This means if we want to take advantage of that demographic dividend, the time to invest in children and youth is right now and within the next 10 to 20 years. So this is a really, really important insight when we look at the demographics based on projections. All right, now, the other thing that we're noticing in the Philippines is the rapid urbanization. We know that more and more people are moving to the cities, and this is also affecting children. So today, we have almost 4 out of 10 children who are living in cities. We have very little data, not enough data about children with disabilities, but what we do know is that they comprise a little bit less than 2% of the population. But of course, we're talking about a country of 110 million people, 40 million children, so that means almost 500,000 children and adolescents are living with disabilities as of 2020.